Hey everybody, welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson,
Nah, I'm Nick Kinsel.
and we got our good buddy Patrick Coto. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, Ian. Thanks for having me on. It's been a busy time, but finally able to hop on for an episode of the Stock Car Spectacle, and got an exciting racing weekend coming up.
Yeah, it's we've been trying to plan you having on for a while, and things haven't worked out, but here we are, finally together.
Yeah.
So Pat, you know how we start off our show? We start off with our diecast of the week. What'd you bring for us today?
All right, Ian. So we're going to Kansas this weekend, and you, me, and Nick, we're obviously at the site of the greatest finish in NASCAR history, and so I have to pay my respect to this driver, and of course, I got to rock out a Kyle Larson diecast. This
Ah,
is, I
you
know, I
You
know.
have a
you have a Larson Diacast?
This is his Las Vegas win for 2021. I pre-ordered this before he
huh.
turned against me. I'm like, God damn it!
This is before he turned to the dark side for Pat.
Yep.
Oh
This
my!
was his bro. So his first win in the 5 car, and then I'm looking back and I'm like, why the fuck did I order that diecast? But respect
What?
needs to be paid when respect is due, and considerate of how he finished this spring, yeah, no, we gotta painful to show it, but it's reasonable to show it for this week.
Oh, and he's gonna have a lot of momentum on his side going into Kansas from that Bristol win too.
Yep.
So
For real?
Yep.
yeah. All right. So Nick, what'd you bring for us today, bud?
So I don't have anything Kansas or Bristol related. So I thought I would bust out number 40 Trevor Bayne truck that because it was about this time 4 years ago where he stepped in that niche truck and he ran I think like the 7 races or whatever. Almost won at Talladega, but yeah, this was his first time ever running in a truck. So yeah, just a cool little die cast signed too. So I love it. Look at that. He's got the rookie bumpers on the rookie stripes on there too.
I love it.
I
Gotta
love it when
love
they
it.
pull that shit, man. It's like when they did it to Bill Elliott when he ran that Road America race a few years ago.
Right.
Gave him the old rookie stripes. All right, so yeah, we were talking about it. It is Kansas week, so I had to bust out my favorite Kansas win diecast, and that's Kevin Harvick's 2016 Outback Steakhouse car. I miss these cars. These were absolutely beautiful. This was also in the playoffs, so it was a fall race when he won there and advanced it. I believe. I believe that's when Kansas was the round of 16, so that's when he advanced to the round of 12.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think it was
Um,
like the last race or something like that in that
yeah.
round.
But yeah, it was a great scheme, and I miss the Outback schemes, dude.
Man, if we can get Outback scheme, we need to get Texas Roadhouse on the car.
Oh
Let's get a
yeah,
Texas Roadhouse.
dude, absolutely, man. I'm all for that.
There's a lot of cool schemes we need back.
Yep. All right, guys. So our top stories, we saw it last week. Corey LaJoy and Justin Haley are trading rides starting this week for Kansas Speedway. And it looks like Justin Haley is going to be moving forward with Spire in 2025, and Corey LaJoy is only going to be finishing out these 7 races in that 51, and they don't know if they're going to sign him. I don't think it's a good idea to sign the guy. The only good thing is you're going to be getting money, because for some reason sponsors love him.
Right. Yeah, for me, this is interesting. Especially for Corey LaJoy, this is more like this is a time to audition. If he's only signed for these 7 races, this is a chance to go earn yourself a spot next year. But I like the move, but then again, I'm hesitant of the move. Like we know Justin Haley's going to Spire, but why do it now? I get wanting to get him acclimated with the team, but after these 7 races, Spire's going to look completely different. Like you're bringing in new personnel and everything. So why bring him in now when he's not going to have Rodney with him and he's not going to have the other personnel there? I mean, I guess they just wanted to get him some seat time in their equipment, I guess. But it's interesting. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, my guess is it's something that one of the sponsors wanted. I don't really know. We know he does have that relationship with Spire since he got that beautiful win that Nick loves so much from Daytona back in 2019. Back with Spire Motorsports, and just like that, right when I said that, Nick's frozen. There
Yeah,
he
you were
is.
frozen too.
Okay, I started talking about Justin Haley's Daytona win, and you froze up. I was like, "Oh shit! Did he turn
Uh,
it? Did he turn his phone off? Did he throw it?"
as soon as you started talking is when you froze on me.
Okay. Um, yeah. Basically, just that Justin Haley had that relationship with Spire Motorsports, so I can see
Yeah,
them wanting to rush it, but it is strange. We've never seen a
something like this before. Yeah, like
mid-season trade. Pretty strange. I've always wondered if that could ever be a thing, and I guess it's possible.
I was just gonna say when that came out, I'm like, wait, what? Since when was this allowed?
just imagine we're gonna get like a NASCAR trade deadline where you're gonna have drivers signing contracts with different teams and swapping rides throughout the season.
That'd be fucking crazy. But you know
That'd
what?
be
I
insane.
I'd be kind of for it, but I no way that shit would work out.
No, it would never work.
No, this isn't professional sports like the NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA. Like, no, I don't. Not a good move.
Yeah,
Could you just imagine like Kyle Larson going into free agency in the middle of the season? He gets picked up by like Penske or something like that. He goes from the 5 to the 12, and it's just a trade. Like that'd be
dude,
insane.
that'd be fucking nuts. Wow.
I'd feel bad. I'd feel bad for whoever have to buy the merch for all of that. You're going from 5 gear to 12 gear or something like that.
Yeah, that would kind of blow. All right, so also
Yeah.
in the news, Ty Dillon is out of the 25 truck starting this week. A driver named Dawson Sutton will be driving it. I've never heard of the guy before, sorry to say. But I guess Ty Dillon's going to be mentoring him for the rest of the year. But he basically got the Benedetto. This is the exact same thing that happened to Matty D last year. They cut him when the playoffs started, and yeah, so it
I
makes
mean,
sense.
what a disappointment that was for Ty Dillon. He comes back down to the truck series and sucked, pretty much sucked all year. And yeah, he got the boot. And he's supposed to be taking my ride next year. So, woo NASCAR.
Yeah, supposedly going to be taking the 31. So that'd be pretty ridiculous to be honest, but that's just Pop buying him another ride, just like he did with that 13 car.
God damn it, man.
Yep.
All right, boys, let's get into Bristol from this weekend. We kicked off with the truck series last Thursday night. We had Connor Zilisch winning the pole. This kid is just so damn good. Um, he's just been so fast ever since he's popped into the NASCAR scene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he looked
for
really impressive last week at Watkins Glen, so no surprise we were going to get this same outcome at the start of the truck race, him winning the pole, and then
I'm surprised because this kid is a road course ace. I was like, all right, we're gonna put him on an oval, one of the hardest ovals of that being Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's see what he can do. The kid just fucking goes out, wins the pole. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
this kid is actually the real fucking
yeah.
deal.
I think Trackhouse hit a grand slam with this one. You want to talk about the up and coming future of the sport? Connor Zill's name is going to be all around that. He's checking off all the boxes already, and I'm excited for him to get a full year of Xfinity racing under his belt next season.
Yeah, with the perfect team too, Junior Motorsports.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dale. It's not Dale's driver, but Dale's gonna be loving having those trophies coming in his shop.
Oh yeah, you know it. All right, and we saw a lot of great battles on the track with this race. Absolutely amazing racing. Same with the Xfinity series, and we know Sunday was a dud, so well, we're not going to be calling Bristol Motor Speedway a dud track. The next gen cars just cannot race on these style tracks. But we'll get into more of that about the Cup Series.
Yeah,
Raja Caruth won stage one. Great battle with him and Corey Heim, holding off one of the best in this series. So Raja still has a lot of potential that he's still showing.
yeah, it was awesome to see. He gave himself a really solid points cushion after this race was set and done. He executed all night long. He ran up front all night. That's all you can ask for.
I was just gonna say his performance put him 35 above the cut line.
Yeah, that was absolutely incredible. He's just getting better and better every week, and we saw him. He found victory lane earlier this year, and I think that kind of spoiled him. I think that we kind of were like, all right, maybe he can win every week, but no, he's still going through the growing pains.
But he's
And
just he's running solid is what he's doing though. He's not wrecking trucks. He's not running bad. He's just there. And then he has himself a great run here. And now we're going to a mile and a half this upcoming weekend. One and a mile and a half. So you think the momentum's going to ride there into Kansas? So look out.
yeah, man, absolutely. But he did win at a mile and a half, so he can do it. Corey Heim won stage two, and we had Connor Zilic spinning out, but really no damage at all. But that sent him back towards the end of the field. But how about Lane Riggs takes the lead with over 100 laps to go? He was able to survive multiple restarts, and he was able to get his second career win. This
What?
guy,
What?
he's got a fire lit under his ass right
Like
now,
what?
man.
What the hell? Where the hell was this? Like we talked about this on the show last time when he won at Milwaukee. Uh, he just needed to run just decent throughout the regular season, and he would have came into these playoffs winning the first two. And if he was still in the playoffs, he's your championship favorite, no doubt at this point.
I
He's
was just
just
gonna say, you wonder
he's
where he came from, and now could have been.
we talked really poorly about him on this show multiple times about like maybe this wasn't the right guy for the seat, but now it's just like you got to be fired up for Lane Riggs going into the next season. If they can just keep the momentum rolling, look out! That 38 truck is looking like it was the Zane Smith days all over again. So yeah, that's impressive as hell for Lane Riggs. I did not see this coming at all, but I'm sure he's excited for next year. He's hungry because he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yep, he just needed to get his feet wet a little bit. Um, feel the pain a little bit, but now he's he's gone to victory lane twice this season after a awful
In the
regular
playoffs,
season.
who would have thought?
Yeah,
Who would have thought? He played spoiler not once but twice
Twice.
yeah.
in these playoffs. So yeah, if I'm a betting man, I'm putting that 38 truck to why not just sweep the first round? Let's pull Logano from a couple of years ago, sweep the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, why not?
As even though you're not even in it, why not?
Yeah,
Although,
he
what could
he's on
have been
fire.
if he stayed consistent in the regular season?
Yep,
It's the truck series. He didn't even need to be. He could have just had a few good runs every now and then. He could have been there, and who would have known?
yep. All right, boys, let's move over to the Xfinity Series race on Friday night. Chandler Smith won the pole. It looks like he's back to his fast ways we've seen for the past few weeks. That he's fast again, man. He had a big summer slump, and it looks like he's back, making his way to victory lane. He could even be a title contender, like what we were talking about earlier this
Oh
week.
yeah, that's just the scary part. Is he's starting to find his groove again. We saw how really dominant he was the first couple of races of the season, and then he kind of fell off, had that massive slump like you were talking about. So if he's starting to get it back together now, look out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and he's currently lined up. He's currently fourth place in playoff points right now. So if he keeps the groove going, you could see him in the championship four.
Why
Yeah,
not?
who knows? Alrighty. Cole Custer, he hit the wall early in this race from a flat tire, bringing out the caution. Good thing it was early, though. I will say that.
Yeah.
Chandler Smith won stage one, and we had Allgaier making contact with Sheldon Creed, and Allgaier backed it up into the wall, losing his rear bumper. And you know what? It doesn't matter. You can ride around without it, and he still had a shit ton of speed.
He's just got so much speed. It's just like he always gets into some kind of mischief during these races. Like I would argue that that Justin Allgaier is probably a top three car in the field every single week. They have the speed. They've gotten the wins this season. It's just like if he's not winning, he's getting into some kind of mischief.
Yeah. All right. Like I said, great battles all around in this race as well. Jeremy Clements, he wins stage two, so that's awesome for him, awesome for his company. Dale Jr. was running this race. on Friday night, and he was having so many issues with his
Oh
helmet,
my god.
his radio. He needed a pair of glasses in his car. Um, he was going through it, and he still finished with the top 10. Cool to see for Dale Jr. He did hint that this could be his final race, but if he gets an offer he can't refuse,
I
he'll put the helmet back on. I don't think he's done.
I just want him if he's
No.
not gonna if I just want him to run Bristol. Let Dale run the Bristol night race every single year, and I think that would be good for him. He was even saying that he might have been pissed as hell in the beginning when nothing was going right with the radios and all the problems he was having, but then he calmed down a little bit. The race went on. He said, "Man, this is fun as hell," and I believe they stayed on pit road until 2 in the morning, just drinking beers.
Yep.
So
That was
if he,
awesome. I loved it.
That was cool seeing a
so,
bunch of the drivers go up and
oh
the pit
yeah,
crew members
if
having
you get
beers with him.
you get to have a beer with Dale Earnhardt Jr., yeah, you're gonna take that opportunity.
Yeah, I liked Sheldon Creed's interview. He was like, yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go get a beer with Dale right now." I was like, "Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. I wish I could say
Yeah,
that."
if he wants to just do it once a year, just do the Bristol night race, that would be awesome.
That would be killer.
Yeah, at least his suit didn't catch on fire.
Yeah. Very true, man. At least he was able to finish the damn thing.
Yeah, we need to continue to see the what do they call it? The Mayo missile.
Yeah, right. Oh man, I love it. And guys, we did say Cole Custer did have an early issue, but he was able to come back and win this damn thing. Sheldon Creed, second again. He, he
He's
he's just he's just making the record go higher and higher and higher.
but he's having like the greatest season ever. Like
Yeah,
he's got
He's
this
up
is
there.
first he's got the most top fives in the Xfinity series this season. He might not be winning these things, but man, is he consistent. And
yeah,
that consistency, if he keeps finishing second, he's gonna find himself at Phoenix. And I'm telling you right now, if he gets to Phoenix, he's gonna win the fucking race. He's gonna pull the Daniel Hemrick. He's gonna get that first win and championship at the same time.
man, that would be so cool. Especially they're in the same car as well. It's the 18.
Right.
That would be so fucking cool. It's like it was meant to be.
Dude, if he just keeps running second place every single week, yeah, he's gonna find himself in Phoenix. No problem.
Yeah,
But yeah, it just man, 13 of them now.
yeah. I
I thought
mean,
there'd be more.
that's cool. He's really good, but
God, but
it's
he's
just
got to
gotta
find
sting
it.
every time, man.
Oh yeah, he's got to be pissed every because just
Yeah.
imagine if he turned even half of those. He's racking like 7 wins right now. 7 of those second place finishes are wins. He's feeling a whole lot better about himself. But
Yeah.
man, bridesmaid that many times that's gotta suck.
Oh, and the closest he
If
ever
finishing
came was
second was an Olympic
Martinsville.
sport, he would have a wardrobe of medals.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's gonna be. He is going. He's gonna be the greatest driver to never win a race. And it's been 13 times. Like I, I don't think he's destined to ever win a race. And I'm telling you, if he ever is, the way he's gonna win a race is like the Chris Buescher fog race, where he just puts
Yeah.
himself out front, doesn't really lead a lap, and then that's how he's gonna get his first win. That's the most Sheldon Creed way ever to get a win.
Oh man.
But yeah, Cole Custer, hell yeah.
Dude, yeah, I'd love to see the rebound, especially at a tough track like this, but he was able to make his way through. That's just the veteran status in him, man.
Well, it's good for him. I mean, we're entering the playoffs for them now, so he's got all the momentum on his side. Look for another deep run out of Double Zero as he gets ready to go back to the Cup Series next year.
Oh yeah, man. Love to see it. Let's move over to Saturday night for the Cup Series race, the Bristol night race. Alex Bowman won the pole. Kind of a shocker here. He is always the black sheep at Hendrick Motorsports, so he was the one that we did not think was going to get it. But Kyle Larson quickly said, "No, no, no, that lead's mine," and
So yeah,
never looked
yeah.
back.
I was gonna say Kyle Larson takes the lead, and I think that's about all you have to say about this one, huh?
Yeah, but I will say playoff drama did save this race from being a total snooze fest. Um, we had John Hunter Nemechek. He had a tire go down and he wrecked into the wall. So that's kind of scheduled at this point, kind of like Corey LaJoy.
Yep.
Um, Larson won stage one. Ty Gibbs caught speeding on pit road, and this killed his playoff chances. Sent him all the way in the back and took him to the negative side of the playoff board and wasn't really able to rebound. It was crazy. Daniel Suarez, he had a terrible car all night, ended up 3 laps down, and he was still able to make his way into
Dude,
the
that
round of 12.
just goes back to the first two races of the playoffs. Stacked up great points, got great finishes out of it, and that is why he's moving on.
Yep. Harrison Burton, power steering issues, takes him out of the race. We know you can go without power steering, but not at Bristol Motor Speedway. That is a tough one right there, especially when you're going 500 laps. So, kind of not that surprised, honestly, but Harrison Burton out. Joey Logano spins and wrecks, doesn't really matter. He's in the
Yeah,
next round from winning last week. Kyle Larson wins stage two. This guy, with all this going on, he's still in the lead, just having fun, singing to himself. Corey LaJoy scheduled wreck. Nothing really else to say there. Last race with Spire Motorsports goes out with a fucking bang.
It just shows the type of season that LaJoy had, just everywhere, just causing wrecks, knocking people out, trying to
And
hide
now he's
behind
going to
the
do it in a
scenes. Like,
slower car.
yep.
Oh man, he's a menace. And then Martin Truex Jr. was looking like he was going to be going into the round of 12, but he gets a speeding penalty, and that also brings him to the negative side as well.
yeah. You think he's ready to be done? I think he's ready to be done.
Yeah, I
I
would
think
say
he's been
so.
ready to be done for a while.
Yeah. So Kyle Larson wins, absolute ass whooping. They gave him one hell of a car. I don't know. They're gonna go up to him and say, "Don't ever bring that shit back," just like the Jeff Gordon T-Rex back in the 90s.
Yeah, right. Dude, I mean,
That
yeah,
was an F1 car, dude. Holy cow, that Larson had.
congrats.
He was long gone.
They got to figure something out because this was not a good race by any means. It was the exact opposite of what we saw in the spring. They claim they brought the same tire. I don't
Bullshit.
believe it. Something was different because we just that this race nothing, quite literally nothing happened on the racetrack. You could never get close to the 5 car. You couldn't pass. Like there was just nothing going on, and it just sucks to see this car and this package ruining such a great track like Bristol, because we've seen great races here before, and it has nothing to do with the track. It's just about the car that we're bringing here, and the short
Yeah.
track package is just abysmal. It's terrible, and something's got to happen because of course, Kyle Larson's saying, "Oh, this was great. It's had so much fun." If that was Kyle Larson running second, he's saying this is the worst fucking car of all time,
Hmm.
and fuck this package, all that. But no, he's not gonna say any of that because he won. He put an ass whooping on. But that's what happens at these short tracks. We see ass whooping after ass whooping because you can't pass. And for this to be a playoff race, a cutoff race at that point,
And
absolutely
when you
terrible.
got Kyle Busch's wife going on X saying that Larson's celebration with his kid was more exciting than the race, that just tells us
It's true. Yeah, it's true. Because it's like what I said earlier. The Truck Series and the Xfinity Series, great battles all around, great racing, and then it's just ruined with this next gen car. So
it's
I
a,
don't know what we need to stop focusing on the fucking tire because that's not the problem. It's something with the horsepower. These cars are slow, just can't pass. It's
it's
all aero now, man. It's
It's
fucking
just too
ridiculous.
easy. Chris Gabehart said it best. These cars are too easy to drive, plain and
Yeah,
simple. I mean, you had in the spring, your tire was falling off after 30 laps. You're 130 laps, 160 laps. You could have even went more if you wanted to. It was pretty much what we saw on Saturday was 500 qualifying laps. There was no follow up. There was nothing, and no follow up, no off throttle time makes for bad racing. So that one really sucked to see, especially at a great track like Bristol. But they got to fix the short track package because this is just it's getting old, and you hate to see it in the playoffs.
Yep. Especially when short tracks have always been the best racing.
Yeah, just
I
don't
was
see it
just gonna
anymore.
say we've always been excited to watch the Bristol races, and then the most recent one, we're like, what the hell are we watching?
You could
Yep.
put almost anybody in Kyle Larson's car, and they're going to go out and win that race. As long as they had the track position, boom, game over.
Yep. Exactly, man. All right, so Ty Gibbs, Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, and Harrison Burton are your four drivers eliminated in the round of 16. So moving on to the round of 12, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, William Byron, Blaney, Hamlin, Elliott, Logano, and then outside Austin Cindric, Daniel Suarez, Alex Bowman, and Chase Briscoe. 4 points separates Austin Cindric from Logano for eighth place, and it's really close. Every 12th place is only
Close
7 points
everywhere.
behind.
And it's close everywhere. I said it going into round one that somebody who was sitting above the cut line pretty well was going to not make it, and that driver was Brad Keselowski. I think he was like the seventh or eighth seed coming in to the start of the playoffs. Now he found himself on the way out. And I think the same's going to happen again. It's very close in points everywhere. And I got my eyes on a couple guys who were sitting towards the top that I don't think are going to make it through.
Yeah. Care to elaborate?
My one guy who I have, this was on my real bracket. I had William Byron getting eliminated in the next round. We're starting to get to the point where better runs are going to have to happen. And ever since William Byron won at Martinsville, he just kind of been there. And I all it takes is just one bad race, and that could set him behind. So that's just the one guy that I picked out. So I don't think driver 24 is going to move on to the round of eight. That's the big one. The other ones I have going off of this list now, you can put Byron on that list. You can put Suarez on that list. I think the luck's going to run out there. He barely clawed his way into this next round. I think Cindric, the luck is going to run out, and probably Joey Logano too. So those are probably my
Yeah, Joey
four.
Logano has not looked like himself at all, and he kind of got lucky
He's been shit
too
all
with all
year,
Yeah,
with all.
and he got lucky with that Nashville win, with even getting
not
into the
for. But
playoffs.
that's the only reason he's in the playoffs is because of that Nashville win. If
That
he doesn't
too.
win at Nashville, I don't think he's in the playoffs.
Nope. I would have to go. Joey Logano's definitely out. Also, actually, you know what? I got. Let's have Joey Logano advance because these are some tracks that he's actually kind of good at.
Now what do we got?
Kansas Speedway, he's good at. Talladega Super Speedways, you
Ah,
can always count Joey Logano. And then Roval, I mean, it's kind of anyone's game there, man. It's probably going to be AJ Allmendinger's game. Well, let's just say that.
they're the king of the Roval. Even though
Yeah,
I wouldn't even put that money on him this year. He's just looked terrible in the Cup car all year.
yeah. So yeah, Joey Logano, Cindric, Suarez, and Bowman. Those are mine out. I think Chase Briscoe, guy has been fucking incredible lately. There's a chance he could make it to the round of four.
I like him. I like his odds at Charlotte Roval. He's a very good road
Mm,
racer. I think he needs to
where he
have
got his first Xfinity win.
top 15 run at Kansas. He's got to survive Talladega, and then he's got to go do what he knows he can do at the
Yes.
Roval.
Yeah, I really think he can. He's turning into a smart racer every single week. For some reason, that 14 just has so much more speed than it did at the beginning of the year. We thought with SHR closing that they would kind of start shutting things down, but more
Nope.
horsepower to that 14 is good to see for Briscoe. Hopefully, he keeps it up. Just one more big ride for SHR before they go out.
Why not?
All right, Pat, who do you have as your four out for the round of 12?
Yeah, so I for sure Alex Bowman for sure he's on his way out. Daniel Suarez considered that what he had at Bristol.
That
It's
was
good that he made
lucky.
it in.
He got lucky.
Very
He had a
lucky.
really bad car. It's the two finishes prior is what got him there.
Well, and Truex and Ty Gibbs
Yeah,
also having those
both having
penalty issues
issues.
because he was about -3 points before those
That
guys.
helped.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That helped
he
his
he
case.
he can go walk over to his old employer, Joe Gibbs Racing, and shake their hand, and be like, "Thanks, buddy. Thanks, amigo."
Thank you very much. But yeah, no, I see Bowman out, Suarez out, Cindric and Logano. I 100% agree on Chase Briscoe's moving on to the next round. We saw what he did when he made the playoffs in 22. You know, he's starting to pick up speed. I see that same momentum happening for Briscoe.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's gonna make Joe Gibbs a very happy man by the end of the
this is
year.
another very tricky round because you got Talladega in this round, and you never know what could happen there, and then you got the Roval, which is also its own kind of chaos there. So you're gonna look for some of these guys who we would pencil into the round of eight that could just they could have some trouble too. I mean, hell, I look at car number 11, Denny Hamlin. He's number one. He's up there on that list for me. He's got to he's got to get the job done at Kansas because he barely got himself out of that first round. Two very poor runs, first two races. Then he had a very good Bristol, and that's why he moved on. But moving forward here, deeper into these playoffs, uh, he's on emergency alert for me. He could be on his way out in this round too if he can't put it together.
Yep. It's been a little shaky for him. But guys, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna be making our picks for Kansas this weekend. So stay tuned. Welcome back. We're going to be making our picks for Kansas Speedway this weekend. We got the Trucks, Xfinity, and the Cup Series all running in Kansas. Let's start off on Friday night with the Truck Series. We got the Kubota Tractor 201 mile race, 134 laps. Stages 1 and 2 are 30 laps each, and the final is 74. Our previous winners, we had Christian Eckes win last year, and Corey Heim won here in the spring. Toyota, they topped the charts with 12 wins at Kansas in the Truck Series, and some notables in this race. We got Connor Mozak in the 7 for Spire. Jenny Joe Cobb is back in that 10. Frankie Muniz is going to be making a return for the 22 for Rayoum Brothers Racing, and Connor Daly is going to be in the 44 for Nice Motorsports. Nick, let's hear from you first because you wanted to surprise us with your pick.
Friday? So far this Truck Series playoffs has been it's been the spoiler series as far as who's gone to victory lane, with Lane Riggs taking the first two playoff races. I don't think that's going to happen for him again here at Kansas, but I am going with another guy who's not in the Truck Series playoffs. So we're going to have three spoilers to take the first round, and I'm going to go with the guy who is very fast here back in the spring race. I'm going to go a little out of the box here with the 45 truck of Caden Honeycutt. Ooh. I'm going to take Caden Honeycutt because he battled eventual race winner Corey Heim for the lead. They had about a 15-lap battle for the lead at Kansas, and then Honeycutt stayed in the top 10 the rest of the night. He just had a very fast truck. And yeah, since the Truck Series has been, this playoff so far has been the spoiler series, we're going to keep the spoilers rolling. So yeah, 45, Caden Honeycutt's going to bring back the speed he had in the spring and shock everybody and go to victory lane.
I like it, man. That's a great pick. I remember coming back from the bathroom, you're like, dude, you missed such a great battle with Caden Honeycutt. I was like, Caden Honeycutt, what the hell? And then you just ran solid the whole night, man.
side by side for like 6 laps in a row. He could never clear Heim. That was the difference in that one.
That's awesome. All right, Pat, who you got winning Friday night for the Truck Series?
All right, well, for the truck, since we're at a mile and a half track, I actually did say this back in May. He didn't win, but I think he's got it this time. We're gonna go with Raja taking the win at Kansas.
All right.
I like it, man. A lot of speed at Bristol. Hopefully, he's got the momentum for Kansas. I would love to see a Racha win, especially in the playoffs. I'm going for an obvious pick here. The guy that won here last fall, Christian Eckes. Um, Nick, that's 2 weeks in a row you haven't picked Eckes or Corey Heim. That's pretty big for you, man. Stepping out of your
So
comfort
that
zone.
that just means I'm gearing up for the next 5 truck series races. Eckes, or Heim. It's always Heim time with me, man.
Yeah.
We'll get back to it very soon.
Alrighty, let's move over to the Xfinity Series race on Saturday. We got the Kansas Lottery 300 mile race, 200 laps. Stages 1 and 2 are 45 laps each, and the final will be 110. Last year's winner, we had John Hunter Nemechek. Some notables in running in this race. We got Daniel Dye. He'll be in the 10 for Colleague Racing. Eric Almirola's in the 19 for Joe Gibbs. Taylor Gray's in the 20 for Joe Gibbs. Corey Heim will be in the 26 for Sam Hunt Racing. And Connor Zilich is back in the 88 for Junior Motorsports this weekend at Kansas. So, Patrick, we'll start off with you this time. Who is going to be your winner on Saturday?
Oh, we've been talking about this driver and how he's been picking it up lately, but I'm gonna go with Chandler Smith.
All right.
All
Good.
right.
Not a bad pick. Guy has been on fire lately. That's solid. All right, Nick, who you got winning?
So for Saturday, I went spoiler in the truck series, and I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna stay on the same page here for Xfinity. I'm gonna go with a guy who's not in the playoffs. I'm gonna go with a guy who's actually surprisingly good at this racetrack. Back to 2019, has the worst finish of 11th. He has 2 wins here, including it, and last year finished second in this race. It's time.
No
Number 9.
way.
Brandon Jones is going to make a return to victory lane. This has surprisingly been a decent track for him. Like I said, dating back to 2019, he has a worse finish of 11, and he finished second in this race last fall. So out of the playoffs again, 2 years in a row for the Junior Motorsports number 9 car. He hasn't had any kind of luck on his side. He just hasn't ran good all year long. But we're due for a Brandon Jones random win, and I think it comes at a track that he's actually pretty decent at. Why not?
Stock Car Spectacle is also due for a random drug test pretty soon as well.
Yeah.
So I'm honestly like it's it's such a bipolar pick because he's really good there, but this year just him in the 9 has just been so terrible. He's been so
Him his entire career has been
trashy.
terrible.
Yeah,
He's just due for one at this point. He's due for a random win, and it's gonna come here.
man, that's fucking solid right there. Damn. Alrighty. Well, I gotta go with the 20 car of Eric Almirola, or the 19 car of Eric Almirola. I mean, um, just a real obvious pick. Cup Series driver that's retired and he's been running pretty damn good. Part-time in the Xfinity Series. Just once again,
Stay away
keep
from
your
Bubba Watts.
yeah, keep your hands off Bubba, and you'll be running this weekend.
Oh, Eric, fuck that guy.
Alrighty, so Sunday for the Hollywood Casino 400 mile race, 267 laps. Stages 1 and 2 are 80 laps each, and the final is 107 laps. Previous winners, we had Tyler Reddick win last year, and Kyle Larson won in the closest finish in NASCAR history that me, Patrick, and Nick got to see with our very own eyes. Happened right in front of us. Absolutely incredible to see that happen. Hopefully, we got a banger of a race again this weekend. Kansas Speedway never disappoints. But guys, it's my turn to go first. I am going to go with the driver, Bubba Wallace. 2311. That is their time to shine at Kansas Speedway. They're always so good here in the fall. You're going to either see that 23, that 45, or the 11 in Victory Lane.
Love to see it.
All right, Pat, we'll go on with you. Who's your cup winner?
Yeah, you were talking about, how this has lately been a 2311 playground for the 2311 cars, or the owner, of course, Denny Hamlin, who's won here. My pick, we are going to see that 45 car in Victory Lane, Tyler Reddick.
Yep, that 45 likes to go to Victory Lane. In Kansas, we saw it with Kurt Busch, Bubba Wallace, and Tyler Reddick. So it's just a theme at this point. 45 Victory Lane. It's a good one, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nick, who you got?
I did it in the trucks. I did it in Xfinity. I'm going to keep it rolling here in the Cup Series. I'm going with a guy who's not in the playoffs. And this week, I'm taking the 19 car of Martin Truex Jr., fresh off of a first round playoff exit. The pressure is off of him. And if you remember back in that spring race before we got that epic finish with Larson and Buescher, Martin Truex Jr. was running down Denny Hamlin, and he was going to be there, and he was probably going to win that race if that caution doesn't come out. He's fast here. And yeah, I just think it's really the pressure's off of him. He's not in the playoffs anymore. He's just going to go and try and enjoy these next 7 races as much as he can. And I think it starts with a win on Sunday. Give me MTJ getting win number 1 on the season.
Dude, that would be insane. That would be really cool to see Truex just get one more win
I just
before
want to
he
see him
goes
win
pro.
one more time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's as much as he's hated this year, I just really think now that the pressure's really off, like why not just go out and do something different?
Yeah.
And he's faster. He had this race won if that caution didn't come out at the end back in the spring. So I expect him to be fast again.
Yeah, very true, man. All right, and we also have Tom's picks for Kansas as well. Truck Series, he's going Nick Sanchez. Xfinity Series, his pick is Sam Mayer. And Pat, he's also going with you. He's got Tyler Reddick winning on Sunday. So that's a smart pick. 2311. Toyotas are just going to be fast as hell on Sunday, guys. So if you got some money to spare and you want to put it on a driver, go to a Yoder.
For
Might have
real.
to do a Toyota heavy lineup for our fantasy teams.
Yeah, if we want to compete with Nick, that's for damn sure.
Well, you ain't gonna gain
Nick's-
much on me because that's the same route I'm going.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say you're already Kyle Larson at Bristol, so
Yeah,
It
motherfucker.
worked. Hey, it worked.
Yeah, I guess so. But guys, we're about to wrap it up. You guys got anything else to add before we end it?
It's gonna be a fun race. This racetrack is just over the last couple of years has just become one of the best tracks in the sport, and we were there for it in the spring, and we saw one of the best finishes, the closest finish in history, and I think the good times are gonna keep rolling here. This, as much as the next gen car sucks on short tracks, the one thing they do deliver on is these mile and a half. So I am very excited for this weekend's races, and I think it's going to be a banger on Sunday.
Absolutely, dude.
yeah, I mean, let's go racing, man. I'm in Kansas. That track been putting on some fantastic racing. We will definitely be making that one a yearly trip, whether it's the spring or the playoffs. I mean, we plan on going for the playoff race next season.
Yeah. Why not? It's a close trip and some fantastic racing. But guys, that will do it for us here at the Stock Car Spectacle. If you haven't yet, make sure to like our video, subscribe to our channel. Make sure to check out Mr. Patrick Cotto's shows. Man, you are running a marathon right now with all these different shows. Cotto's Mojo, the Cotto Bach Pit Stop. Man, you gotta write these things down for me so I can remember them.
I got you, buddy. Yeah, Koto's Mojo, Koto Bach Pit Stop. Me and Matt Lauterbach are hosting. We're just zooming everywhere.
Hell yeah, buddy. Well, we'll make sure to put the links down below along with that. And that will do it for us here at the Stock Car Spectacle. So I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Nick Kinsel.
and we'll see you guys next time. Enjoy Kansas.